So, I mean, I just don't get it. These people want to say that there is such a thing as time dilation. Like if I were to take that clock 90 miles high, that time would swoop in and single out the hands on that clock and speed them up. That's ridiculous. What energy, force, or power is time using, and what intelligence is time using to identify that clock as some object of time? And how would it single out the hands on the clock to make them go faster? Time doesn't have intelligence. What present substance and form is time employing? And why do we need electricity, batteries, or a physical line to run a clock? The things these people believe is illogical. Man invented time. We need batteries or electricity or a physical line to run a clock. The clock hands run at pre-programmed increments designed by man. That 60 seconds is a minute, 60 minutes is an hour, and those hands on the clock are programmed to move that way. They're not powered by time. They're powered by electricity or batteries. Okay, now these people think that time is dictated by the sun. The sun is just an object that creates light. So if I walk in a dark room and turn on the light, is that some facet of time because I illuminated the room? No, we use the sun because the sun is a pretty diligent object that is a pattern. And we use that pattern, the appearance of the sun, which is a loyal appearance, and we use that to synchronize from one moment to the next moment. Okay? Now, this isn't even really deep. There is no such thing as time. We invented time based on patterns, a reliable pattern such as the appearance and departure of the sun. In reality, whether it's day or night, whether you are awake or asleep, it is always the constant present. Okay? And now, if the sun didn't illuminate anything, it would be dark, but it would be the constant present. We would find some other pattern, some other reliable pattern, maybe like the moon, and use that to synchronize from one moment to the next. Okay? There is no such thing as time. We invented it. Time doesn't have force, power, or energy because these things are byproducts of matter. Matter produces force, power, and energy. Force, power, and energy cannot exist in of themselves. They must be produced or generated. Okay? Tomorrow and yesterday are just words. Tomorrow and yesterday do not really exist. It is just a word, yesterday, a means to remember previous acts that we've accomplished in the constant present. Tomorrow is just a word that we use to plan for acts we wish to accomplish that we have not accomplished. Words like future, yesterday, and time are just words that help us remember acts we've accomplished and to plan for acts we wish to accomplish. We live in the constant present. If there were such a thing as time, if time had presence, substance, or form of itself, we could directly detect, identify, isolate, and harness it. We wouldn't need batteries or electricity or a physical line to make the hands on a clock move. Now, again, if I took that clock 80 miles high, they want you to believe that time would speed up. And they would demonstrate it like they do in their fantastical movies, Marvel, with the hands on a clock spinning. Okay? Everything would speed up. Why would time just single out the hands on a clock? Be it analog or digital, and an atomic clock. How would time just single that out? Everything would speed up. All matter would speed up. Does time have a mind to say No, just the hands on the clock, be it analog or digital numerical value. No, everything would speed up. That is ridiculous. So now, Google and Wikipedia will say, satellites have a program to deal with time dilation. And that's their citation, that's their proof that time dilation exists. And that's all they need. You just tell them. And they instantaneously believe it. And it's ridiculous. Some guy told me if you take a clock on top of a mountain, that time is affected. No, time is not affected. It is the device you are using to track your version of time that is affected. The device. Because there is no such thing as time itself. We invented time. We say that a minute is 60 seconds. We say, man says that a minute is 60 seconds and that an hour is 60 minutes. Okay? Time would be universal. We wouldn't have to say what it was. And the sun is not time. It's just an object that creates and casts, sheds and illuminates light. Okay? When you turn on a light, it is not time. Time is a construct. It is a concept. Okay? And notice in the word concept, the word con is there. Because you are being conned. You're being conned. There is no such thing as time itself. Everything breaks down, falls apart, withers, erodes, corrodes. Okay? These people confuse time or growing. When a baby's born, it gets bigger. That is just really a phase of breaking down. Okay? Everything is breaking down. So you can tack time on that. You create a version of time to synchronize from one moment to the next. The constant present, it is always the constant present. Okay? Day or night, the constant present does not acknowledge the sun when it appears or departs. It doesn't entertain when you fall asleep or wake up. It's always the constant present. There is no such thing as time dilation. There is no such thing as time itself. Okay? Physical matter, whether you can see it or it's invisible, is physical. Okay? It must have present substance and form of itself. Magnetic field is real. It is physical. You can feel it. We can see it. We can see current of electricity. We can directly detect, identify, isolate, and harness magnetic field and current of electricity. These things are real. Okay? Gravity is not real. If you Google what don't we know about gravity, they will admit it. They don't know what gravity is itself in any fundamental way because there's no present substance or form of gravity itself. There are so many arguments that these people believe, instantaneously believe, that cannot be demonstrated. It is ignorant. Okay? That clock isn't running because I haven't swung the pendulum to get it going. If time were real, it would run that clock on its own. Time would have present substance and form of itself to run that clock. If time could swoop in from somewhere to advance the hands on that clock, if you take it so high, then it would have present substance and form of itself to manipulate the hands on a clock, to advance them forward or slow the hands down. And these people are changing the definition of present substance. They're changing the definition of level. They're changing the definition of a vacuum. They want to believe a vacuum is low pressure. No, a vacuum is no air. Low pressure, there's some air. Okay? These people are liars. They are steeped neck deep in one theory after another that is masqueraded as fact. Then they chant and hiss when you reveal that what they're spewing out of their mouth is only a theory. It's not a fact. You're just taught it as a fact. It's not a fact. A fact can be demonstrated before you and repeated with the same result always. Time is not a thing. Time is a concept. We invented it. The hands on those clocks The clock moves at pre-programmed increments and numerical value designed by man. If time were a thing, it would have presence, substance, and form of itself to move the hands on a clock or any clock itself. You wouldn't need electricity. You wouldn't need batteries. You wouldn't need a key to wind it, like on that 150-year-old calendar clock. These people are lying to you. Einstein and relativity, that is lies. It's just in my channel. Lex Friedman, Donald Hoffman, they admit gravity, space-time, and quantum field theory are doomed because they are intangible. They are fundamentally doomed. Okay? If something is real, it must have presence, substance, and form. Okay? Gravity's not real. It has no presence and substance or form of itself. Okay? They allege that it's real based on alleged effects or results of something falling. And they pin that one answer, gravity. It can't be nothing else. If it's something else, they chant and hiss. Okay, I got a video right up with a suction cup that proves vacuums produce suction. And these people will chant and hiss to instantaneously believe the nonsense that Wikipedia, Google, and scientism tell them. There is a difference between science, real science, and scientism. Real science can be demonstrated. Time is a concept. Okay? There is no such thing as time itself. That is ridiculous. It cannot be demonstrated. They cannot produce one iota of presence, substance, or form of time itself on the earth. It always has to be real far away, or something that a layman cannot do, the individual cannot do any tests to demonstrate the nonsense these liars are telling them. Okay? And that's that. Time is a concept that was invented by man. There's many versions of time. Some people say I'm 50 winters old, I'm 50 summers old. Some people use the sun. Some people use the moon. Okay? Time is what we say it is. It is how we choose to synchronize from one moment to the next moment. It is how we watch TV shows all at the same time. We say what 12 o'clock is, or 1,300 hours. It is all designed by man. Time is a concept. There is no such thing as time. Do not confuse time with things breaking down. Everything breaks down and falls apart. That is the law and rule of living in a three-dimensional physical reality. Things do not break, or wither in the spiritual realm. That is the true fourth dimension. Eternity can only exist in the spirit world. In the physical world, everything dies. I'm out of time.